Well, hello and welcome to all of you. So I am Brian Ward, joined by today
Keith Thompson.
Keith Thompson. Here with you've been with us before, but it has been a little
It
while. I'm trying to
has been a
remember.
while. Yeah, I've been busy.
Yeah, you
So
have been
I have
busy.
been. So
Yes.
yeah.
Now, do you have any travels coming up that you are going to? I'm trying to.
No, my travel.
I can't keep your schedule
I
straight.
I'm pretty much done traveling for the year.
Okay.
Yes, but I've got a lot going on. So
Yeah, and,
yeah,
yeah. It's rare that you have a very quiet week.
that's right.
But you're in town.
I am here. I've
You're in
got.
town.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wonderful. Because you have been. It's been a delight, Keith Thompson, our choir director for anyone who perhaps attends a different service, but have been a choir director now for it's
A year and a half. Mm-hmm. I took over at the beginning of 2024
okay.
when Bruce Ewing retired.
Yes, you dove right in there.
I did.
Sounds
Into the
good.
fire. Whew.
Into the fire, but and still going strong.
Yeah,
How about
it's my choir. I went to a choir college, and was big choir in high school, and then I went for years just doing Broadway shows and stuff like that, in theater in New York. And when I came back out here, still doing theater, until finally the theater here in Las Vegas started to dwindle. It was a trend really, and it started going away. But then this opportunity came to draw back on those resources that experience that I had all those years ago in college and high school, and so it's great. It really is a wonderful thing to do because it's not just writing and arranging and creating and musical directing like I usually do. It's helping a group of singers raise their voices and learn to sing together, sing as
Yeah.
one. So the oneness quality of something is a really important thing about the choir phenomenon, if you will. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So that was a big part of where you got your start, your roots musically was in a choir growing up.
That's right.
And
Yeah, championship choirs, and back in the South where I'm from, that's a big
Yes.
deal. So
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And a big part of church choirs, stuff like that, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I had church choirs. Pretty much, a lot of my time was spent in small rural churches where the choirs were not exactly choirs. They were. But then I got into some bigger churches for a little while, Baptist
bit.
churches, Methodist churches,
Yeah.
and then some.
So, I knew you grew up with it, and
Yeah.
it's certainly
My
big
dad was a
part of-
minister, and so
Yeah.
I had to go to church.
yes.
So,
Yes.
it was mandatory.
Mandatory in the Thompson household. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's So exciting there. So I think today we're gonna be talking about one of Keith Thompson's original musical pieces here. But before we do that, I just want to give you an update. Haven't heard from Pastor Ben too much recently. I know he's on his way. He got on the train today, and so he and his dad are heading toward Las Vegas. They're getting closer, so we're keeping them in prayer. Everything seems to be going well there, and so he should be here by Thursday. That's his plan anyway. So we'll see what happens. But with that, so I think, yeah. So Keith, I think that's an introduction for you. But other places you've been, you're busy doing a lot of things. It's not just the church. You
No,
have
I run a nonprofit here in town, here in Las Vegas, called the Composers Showcase. So it's a passion of mine to help present original music. I've always been a writer, and when I came out to Las Vegas from New York, the thing that scared me the most was I asked about where's the original music, and they said, "Oh, don't bother, it's a waste of time because people only want to hear songs they know," and it really scared me that I'd made a terrible
Was
mistake.
that just a particular Las Vegas kind of way of thinking, or is
Yes.
that okay?
Yeah. It was about being
Yeah.
in Vegas. Vegas,
Yeah.
they said there's nobody
You're not going
comes.
to find that here.
No, they just said it's a waste of time. Those were the words. And so, fortunately, some friends of mine got together and said, "Hey, let's get together. We're all writers. Let's write and sing some of our songs for each other." And we came together one night at an after-hours place after our shows, our respective shows, and just sang and had our friends sing some of our songs and played. And it was one of the most magical nights I think that I've ever experienced. And everybody thought so too. The small group of people that was gathered, and it just started to happen. And I wouldn't let it go. I said, I've got to do this again. This to me is lifeline, you know.
Yeah. So it was like it was speaking to the soul. It was.
Yes. So
Yes.
20 years later now, it's been 20 years that we've been doing this. We'll celebrate our 20th anniversary in March. So.
Wow.
hmm
And how long has it been at the Smith Center?
Since they opened their doors in 2012, so what is that? Is it 13 years? Yes.
13 years.
Uh-huh.
Wow. And where was it before that?
Well, we started at a very small little club just near the airport, and somebody found a place where there was a stage and a piano, and so we went there after hours. It didn't cost us anything, and we were able to just go after our shows late at night. And then after a year of doing that, the Liberace Museum was still intact, and they had a little showroom in the back, a little cabaret room, with Liberace's big, fabulous mirrored piano. It was beautiful. And so I bought a sound system and brought in some equipment and started just loading it in, loading it out every time we did a showcase once a month. And we did that for 3.5 years.
But you did the setup and tear down and part of all that?
Every show, yes. It was all,
my gosh.
the entire system lived in the trunk of my car and pretty much destroyed it because it was so heavy, right? All that hardware and everything. But that's what, that's what you do for love. And so then it closed. It was mismanaged or something like that. I don't really know the ins and outs. They just said, we're closing our doors, and so you have to find somewhere else to go. And there was about 1.5 years before the Smith Center was going to open. And they came to me and they said, if you can wait 1.5 years until we open, we would love to have you come in and be part of our Smith Center family. And I said, okay. So we found a way to exist for another 1.5 years. And some other people who were good people, really wonderful, big-hearted people said, yes, we'll help you. And so they helped us find venues and whatever we needed, and it was really a great experience of the community coming together to keep this alive until we.
Yeah, that's the feel. It's just a very community.
Yep.
Yeah, it is present in Las Vegas. There is this drive for originality. It's
in the entertainment community, specifically, the feeling of community is strong. I would say as strong or stronger than any other entertainment community in the nation. It surprised me whenever I found it.
Well, it surprised a lot of people then. People who said you weren't going to find it here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Wow.
I'm glad to be part of this community very much.
Yes. Yes. Well, wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
well, thank you.
And so from there, why don't we dive into this song? So, a song of yours was introduced just this past Sunday. And the choir had heard it the week before, so they had 1 week ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then and this was a song that even a week before. Well, I think I remember hearing the story from Phil. So it kind of came to you. Must have been pretty rapidly, right?
Yeah. I'm one of those writers who I will dream songs. I literally will wake up in the morning and it will have come to me in like my sleep. And,
the lyrics, the music,
almost every bit of it. And so this particular one, I don't know why or what it came from, except for I've been feeling because of things in my life, particularly meditative recently, being pulled in. And so in the pulling in, this particular song grew out of experiences in my life that came from meditation, but also affirmation. You'll hear it in the lyric, but my mother, who was a saint, she used to tell us, we would say something was, something bad's going to happen, and she'd say, prophesy, prophesy. Like if you prophesy it, you will make it come to pass. The power of the word.
The power of the word.
Yes. Okay. And I learned about that from my mother, and then in the 80s in New York City, affirmations were huge. That you were learning to affirm your reality, to manifest.
Say it out loud.
Yes, and believe in, and literally the power of the spoken word can be so powerful in manifestation. And that is not to say that it can always be, because there's always a power above that that's causing things to happen. But really, the affirmation is if you really live with it and stick with it and believe the things you're affirming, you can make miracles. And so that's what this was based on. My mother saying prophesy, prophesy, and she also used to say, no, I don't just know. I know that I know that I know. And I was like, okay, Mom, go.
Yeah, right. Well, somebody who has that kind of,
Mm-hmm.
you could use the word faith, or it is
Mm-hmm.
it is strong, and you can sense it in people,
Yep.
and you sense that their words matter.
Yes.
I've had people who, when they tell me, "Well, I'm praying for you," or what, and that person, that matters.
Yes.
Whatever it was, what they
does.
were speaking into this world and speaking, it matters.
Yes.
And so,
I think there's the study of neurolinguistics, I think it's called,
Okay.
where it's the study of how you word things, and they teach people how to affect other people literally by the words they choose,
sure.
and how those words can mean one thing, or switch them around, they'll mean something else, but it's
Right.
the same words. And
Right.
so that's what this all kind of grew out of. And when you hear the lyrics, you'll see what I'm saying.
Yes.
And also, I use the scripture, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Right?
Yes.
And that's a psalm, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But it very. I mean, it draws into that meditation, that
Yeah.
just being present in the moment.
Yep.
Very much a feel. to
Very
that
much
psalm.
so. Yes. That's a really hard thing to do, is to stay in the moment.
It is.
It is.
It is.
So
Yeah.
that's where we live.
Well, shall we dive in? And so some of you may have been present if at both at 9:30, and at 9:30 you heard this after the sermon, but the song was also sung at 8 o'clock too, where Tony Arias
Tony Arias
came
sings a
in,
solo.
and instead of not doing it as a choral piece, but Tony just sang it himself. And so we're going to jump to that, and just open your hearts and mind, be present in the moment, and let's hear this song.
I am the perfect expression of the one perfect and holy God. I am the perfect expression of the one. I am the manifestation of the love so amazing. I am a unique creation, made from the mind and held in the heart of God. In God there is no darkness, only light. I stand here as the morning emerges from the night. In God there is no fear, all there is love. There is no separation. We all are God's creation, I believe. And I know that I know that I know that I am the perfect expression of the one perfect and holy God. I am the perfect expression of the one. I am the manifestation of the love so amazing. I am a unique creation, made from the mind and held in the heart of God. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord. O Lord, my strength, O Lord, my rock, O Lord, my strength and my I am the perfect expression of the one perfect and holy God, made from the mind and held in the heart of God. Made from the mind and heart of God.
I really like that.
Thank
It's a
you.
beautiful and very much a meditative feel
Mm-hmm.
to the entire piece, and so I love that. I love the choir, and then I'm glad we could share this one
Me too.
as not everyone could was at the 8 o'clock service as
That's
well.
right.
But
Yeah.
I thought Tony did a wonderful job.
Yeah. Such a pretty
sharing
voice he
the-
has. He's so
he
really
does. He
gorgeous.
has a wonderful voice, and it beautiful to share.
Mhm. That's the quietest I think I've ever heard him sing.
Yeah, that could be true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. It is, but it really got into that feel, and I know when listening to it, it was one of those things where I could be fully present, listening to that, and draw me into the moment.
Draws you
Yeah.
inside. That's correct. So
And this was last weekend was the first time I had the opportunity to hear it as well, because
There you go.
this was
It was a debut.
It was the
Yeah,
debut.
that's
So
right.
so obviously you had the scripture passage from Psalms, the
Let the words of
meditations of my heart, and the all of that be acceptable in your sight. Such a beautiful psalm, and to me, when I heard it, I mean, part of my sermon was drawn into that, where I was drawn into Genesis chapter 1, where God spoke these things into existence, and God said, "This is good," and God paused after every bit of creation just to affirm this, lift this up, that's part of God's calling and part of
and called it good.
and calling it good. And I was struck by that. How much time are we spending affirming ourselves? I mean, the song really has us look inward, and you know, we can speak about the world around us, but to know that especially we can control ourselves. I think our words, as you point out, they matter. When we speak and we have this
Yes.
trust, I believe they do impact the world. But there is also this deeper sense of we throw away ourselves far too easily, I think. I think by looking inward and saying there's something here worth valuable.
Well, worth, yeah. There is a, if you think about it, the God of is perfection. The perfect, what you might say. I mean, if you just look around at nature, you just see it everywhere, and how God is expressed is in this perfection. That and so that's what we so many times will allow our words to complicate. Some people call it error thoughts. It's like it's not. It takes you to a place where you're trying to pull out of the perfection that is, and the process is to affirm, to come back into the perfect expression of God. That's what we all are, if we would just let ourselves be.
And it's interesting because for me, I can look out at a sunset or the mountains and I can say, this is a perfect expression of God too. But then I could look inward at myself and be, oh, why did I do that? Or why did I, I want to get rid of that.
Yeah, and it's not boasting. It's literally just realizing that that's what we are. That's every single one of us is in our way. We're all different. Like every snowflake is different.
Every snowflake is different. Every human being is different.
But yet we are all that perfect expression.
Yeah.
You know, and we just have to try to find that within ourselves. And I think that's the journey.
And to be perfect, I mean, Jesus has this line where sometimes it's troubling, where Jesus says, "Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect." And to hear that coming from this song and from that perspective that you bring, it's not so much of, well, have you make sure you have perfect manners at the dinner table and make sure you never say a bad word ever and you are perfect and have a halo around your head.
Exactly. That's not the kind of perfection I think we're talking about. We're not talking about perfect behavior. We're talking about just trusting that as just like we are, just as we are, that we are perfect. And from there, you can let go of all the judgment and all the feelings of fault, you know. And
when Jesus says that, be perfect as your heavenly Father, he's saying you have that within you. It's not some impossible goal that you could never reach. It's
who you are.
You already are that. That perfection is you. Go be that.
Go be that.
And don't be afraid of that.
No, and discover it. I mean,
discover it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. I really something special there. And then when we talk about living in that love, that God is this love, a verse from the first letter of John, chapter 4. It's a pretty familiar passage for either pastors or probably pastors' kids too. He writes, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. This is how love is made complete among us." A lot going on in that passage. It's one of those passages that although it's very familiar to me, I could read it over and over, and I could find something new out of that.
Absolutely.
Almost every time
It's
you read
beautiful.
that.
Yeah. You know, there's always that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yes.
You know, and so that's why I think it's referring to Jesus as the Word.
Yeah.
You know.
It is. But it's so interesting, isn't it, that John, the author there, that is what Jesus means, is a word. And for them, I mean, he wrote the word down, so we see it as written, but for most people hearing that, for the original people, it would have been, this is something spoken, that you share this. Jesus is the word, and I think we see it as much more of the written word, which I think there's truth to that.
Yeah.
But I think for them, it was very much a spoken, out loud word.
And from the speaking of the Word came the manifestation.
Came manifestation. That is the story, and we read, we hear about manifestation and hear about that love and all that emerges from the night and those beautiful things. But then to know in scriptures, that's really, I see that exact language
Mm-hmm.
of the word, and the word becomes manifest
Yep.
in our world,
Mm-hmm.
and lived among us, dwelt among us.
And that's how change is made. That's how whenever we look to try to make things better, is we do it through manifestation. We do it through visualizing and manifesting and calling forth the word to bring things forth.
It's
you
true,
know?
isn't it? I mean,
Hmm?
all the good things, they come. We don't just let
Mhm.
them. It takes vision. It
Yes.
takes opening our hearts to all kinds of new possibilities, or just opening our hearts to what is already perfect within us,
and allowing that to be. Yes.
and just opening our hearts and realizing I'm going to let this be,
Mhm.
live into this.
Yep.
That's
That's
beautiful.
right.
Yeah, yeah. And so living into that and believing that, and I love it in the song how it says, "I believe and I know." Once again, drawing into this is
Hmm.
sometimes when we talk about belief, we can have beliefs here one day and gone tomorrow, or they
Mhm.
change. Or but this is really stating this is something I'm going to, my firm foundation. This is my
Mhm.
rock. This is
Yep. Well, that's faith.
that's faith.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the difference in just believing something, just like I think that's right, or
yeah.
faith.
Faith.
You know.
And this is
Mm-hmm.
the rock we stand here.
Right.
This is where hope is. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so in John chapter 13, Jesus says, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." And once again, I see that as a manifestation of living out. That's Jesus is proclaiming that to all
Mm-hmm.
people, to go out into the world and live in that love, be present in that, and to let his words sink in too, so that we can
Mm-hmm.
live into that presence, live into that love. And
It's true. I mean, love is so complex in its way, but it's simple. But if you think about it, how much better would the world be if we all allowed ourselves to experience and to embody that love? And people don't. People get very self-involved. People get more focused on their ideas or their uh, um, beliefs, maybe political beliefs
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah,
which is
sure.
different. The things that divide us, as
Sure.
opposed to the things that make us feel like we're all one. And
Yeah.
that's if for me, that's how I sometimes think about if if we could all find. I think that's what Jesus was trying to say, was that if we all love, if we don't, there's a song, if we only had love, if we just would allow ourselves to be that, then we wouldn't be, like judging and trying to tear each
Yeah.
other down, and the world might be a more beautiful place. So,
And you tell, I mean, and the words you use, it's something that is simple, and it's something that it's within all of us.
Mhm.
It's a deep part of being human, and for some people, there is too much shame in the world, and there is too much, and you can't draw that out.
Mhm.
And I just from working with people, it is sometimes I see the connection in those moments where you're looking face to face and you're connecting with somebody, and where the walls break down, the shame, you can start to let it go, a glimpse of it, and they can just be present and not have to
Mhm.
hold on to whatever guilt that is, whatever pain that is,
Yeah.
and that deep foundational love that's always been there has that opportunity to
Yeah,
grow, be manifest.
and allowing ourselves to experience it. I mean, that's what this whole church is based on, is radical grace.
Radical grace.
And I've always thought about it that the grace is the point at which you allow the love to lift you out of shame or lift you out of feelings that you criticize yourself. Just allowing yourself to and be the love that you are. Just allow it and find that. And that is this grace that we keep talking about. It's,
Right.
it's not deserved. It's just
Right.
who we are.
Right. I mean, that's so many of the stories in the Bible, right? I mean, that's the story of the prodigal son who, in the beginning, he could have had all he needed right at the beginning before the prodigal son runs off to go
Yep.
play with the pigs and do whatever he does, right? He had everything he needed in those moments, but then he had to go on his journey,
Mm-hmm.
find his route, find his way back home with this knowledge, but then to experience the love that's always been there for
That's
him.
right.
And then be affirmed in that love. And then you're left with, is he going to hold on to that? Is he going to affirm that within himself? His father sees that, and you certainly get the impression that he's going to. You don't know that the older brother's going to, who
Yeah.
also has it right there. And is he going to affirm the good that's always been there, the good that's always been present? And I think it's a question for all of us. Are we going to take time
Yeah.
to have this affirmation, hold on to that?
No, and how the father didn't blame or the son whenever he came back. He accepted him with open arms
Yeah.
because he didn't see what he had done as something wrong, but that he was a seeker, and he had just gone to seek.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So,
Mhm.
and we all have that, to seek. We all have our own journey, and it's
Yeah.
not going to be, it shouldn't be a smooth point-to-point journey for anybody. I don't think that's not a human path right there. It's,
Yeah.
we want to take the detours, and when we find ourselves on a detour, it's not to live in shame or live in fear or
Right.
whatever it is. It's to look at where I'm at in this present moment and still find that manifestation of love,
And then be that.
and then be that.
Mhm.
Very beautiful song.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for sharing it with us.
My pleasure.
Yes. Now, if people want more of you, so they're coming
What
and
do you
they're
mean?
coming to 9:30 and they want more Keith Thompson, where else can they find Keith Thompson?
I do a thing with Tony Arias every other Tuesday night over at they call it the Composer's Room. It's something called the Piano Party. Keith Thompson
Yes.
Piano Party, and we just get together and invite some of my very fabulously talented singer friends to come in
Okay.
and sing. And I'll play and sing, and Tony always holds court and does a couple of sets, and he's funny as he can be. And it's joy. It's just
joy.
a night of joy. That's all it is. And
Beautiful.
so we do that once 6 o'clock every other Tuesday. And then if you Composer Showcase, we're actually switching the Composer Showcase to 7 p.m. starting next month.
Oh, wow,
It's always-
early.
It's always been a late night thing, but
Yeah.
as of recent, especially since the pandemic, the shows in Vegas haven't been such that that is requiring us to do
Because
it
it
later.
used to be all the
Yeah.
people who were writing would have
And so-
shows up
right.
until 10:30 or whatever,
That's
10
right.
o'clock.
We were
Yeah.
late. We were used to be 10:30. We've been 9:30 since the pandemic, and now enough people have said, "Please, can we do it earlier now?" There just doesn't seem to be any reason why we
I love
can't.
that. Well,
So
I'm in favor of the 7 o'clock time too. So.
okay, there you go. Oh, maybe you'll come.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
So, well, wonderful, and I think that's wonderful. And of course, you're around now, but still busy with one thing to the next.
Yes,
So,
every Sunday here, every other Tuesday there, and once a month on a Wednesday night at the Smith Center.
very good, very good. Well, thank you, Keith Thompson, for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Pastor Brian. I appreciate it.
Oh, wonderful. And we also have Philip Fortenberry right here with us in the studio. And so if we could turn now to Philip to close us out today.